What is up, everyone? Today is the day, Jordy.
I'm so excited, Jim.
It's the day. As you guys saw on the left, oh my God, it's a big ass bee. As you guys saw in the last couple of videos, we got the car together, the 180 that is. We got it running. We did our little test drive around the parking lot. It felt crazy, and now it is officially time to dyno this thing, which is huge. I've talked about it a million times before. The car is cool, but I'm excited about the engine. We built this thing at Garage at Zero. This is an 11-to-1 compression SR20 with Telford head package. All the goodies around it, we'll go over it more later on, but I've never seen a setup like this before, and I'm dying to see what it could do. I love my SRs. We've done a bunch of them, but every time we try to switch it up and see something different, and this one is definitely different. Before we started the car on pump gas, usually when it's a built engine, when you're starting it for the first time, I like to start on pump gas, makes things a little bit easier, but I just switched it over to the correct fuel, the good stuff, and that is our Sunoco E85R. As you guys know, I've been using this for like the last year or so. Not only am I a sucker for E85, but the Sunoco E85R. You cannot beat the quality and the consistency and the performance of the Sunoco E85R. It's amazing to have that to count on all the time. We know it's gonna work, we know it's gonna be pure, and we know it's gonna So, of course, I had to do an oil change, the fresh engine, so we got some actual proper braking oil. And well, time to get it on the dyno. We got a breaker in, and it's time to see what this thing can do. This thing is so loud. We're gonna piss off the whole neighborhood right now. This thing has such a crazy idle for an SR. The Telford cams in this thing has a nice rumble. I think it's gonna take me longer to get the dyno computer to work today is to tune this thing. What the heck? Why does like Windows just stop working? All right, she's warmed up. Dyno's finally set up. I won the game of fixing Windows. That was a tricky one. So, B, lunch break time, perfect time.
Yep.
You get to see what it does on gate. How much time you got left on your lunch break?
Like 0.
He's got enough to see one pull.
Give me 30 minutes, I'll tune the whole thing. Let's see. All right. I'm so pumped for this right now. So, I know it's just a dyno video, but these dyno videos are my favorite videos. Like, cause this is like where you get to see everything finally come to fruition. You get to see everything pay off, or you get to see everything break. You don't know, because when you dyno a car, it's the first time you put new everything under load or under any stress. So this is where you find the weak links, right? Let's talk about the setup so you guys know what's happening right here. So what we have is an S13 SR20. We got this thing fully built by Garage at Zero. The special thing about this is we did 11-to-1 compression flat top pistons, which is the big difference here, because usually SRs like factory are like 8.7-to-1. Most people go to a 9-to-1 setup. Like most built SRs, I would say 99% of them are 9-to-1 compression. But we went a little silly and I did 11-to-1 compression to see what's gonna happen. I mean, here's the thing, it's the future, baby. We got good fuel, which means we can run the high compression and get all the benefits from doing so. So we get to see what that actually does in the SR20. Is it worth it, or is it not really worth it? We're gonna find out today, which is huge. On top of that, we have a full Telford head package. As you guys saw, it has a nice little rumble idle. We're gonna see how it does for the actual power band. Cam, spring, retainers, gears, everything. So that's the long block. Now wrapped around that, we have our R-Tech mid-mount manifold, which is really cool, right? It looks sick. So far, it sounds pretty cool. We're gonna see what it sounds like under load, and now we're gonna get to see how it performs. We were talking about before, it's funny, right? Because we usually go top mount and, and do all that.
Almost going back in time, but what I really like about this is packaging-wise, it's a lot less.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to deal with changing your wastegate spring and trying to strip the threads and fit, you know, your dump tube and all that. Like, it's a nice, much tighter package.
Yeah, even the downpipe is way smaller. It's just all in there. It looks cool. It looks very motorsports. With that attached, we have a G25 660, but with an internal gate. Usually we run an external gate. We kind of love the noise, don't we? But we have an internal gate, which allows us to have this car even simpler, which I really want. I want this car simple as possible. Plus, with the modern tech of turbos, we don't really have any downfalls of this thing being internally gated turbo, other than the fact that we don't get to hear that cool, like, Matt dump noise that my purple, my purple car is like.
It's almost too much.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
I love it because every time I chase someone, they're like, dude, all I can hear is the wastegate in my ear. Like,
Love it. That's mine's the same way.
Besides that, really what we have is a full D-Works fuel system, from pump to injectors to lines to everything. We have our Phoenix cooling products, full wiring specialties harness, and that all being controlled by Link ECU sensors and a Link Fury ECU, which is top of the line and my favorite. And then it's all fed by Sunoco E85R. That's a pretty gangster package, and today we get to find out if it's cool or if it's incredible. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be cool no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. We know it's gonna be cool no matter what, but we're gonna see. I'm dying. I've never seen a high comp turbo SR before, and I'm dying to see if it was worth it. What was that?
You want me to tune this?
You want to tune it? I would trust you.
I don't know what I'm doing. Just know what to look for.
All right, that's fair
Goods
enough.
and bad. So.
You excited?
I kind of am, because it's a completely different setup. Like, everything is completely, the compression, the manifold, the turbo's internal, so I don't know how much you're gonna have with
I just want to see this. I want to hear this thing on their load.
Yeah.
I just want to hear this thing on their load. It's so freaking loud.
Do you know what gate pressure is?
No, we're gonna find out.
Sick.
Rowdy.
Oh yeah.
This thing is so loud, dude.
It's got a nasty chop.
Oh, it's got a nasty chop. You hear that?
That's a good chop.
It got a cam in it.
You got something in it, you got two.
He needs to put a muffler on it. Yeah, this is the shakedown though, you know?
This is what he wants.
I know. Yo, Kelfer did their thing on that one. Holy cow. It's like a rotary.
Yeah, it's sick. Our first pull is our baseline. I'm gonna just shut it off. I'm sorry, guys. So our first pull is our baseline pull. What we need to do is we need to have the map in a rough area of where we think it should be. It's an SR20. We've done this a bunch. I know where SR20 should be on timing roughly. We're gonna optimize it for our setup. Obviously, that's what Dyno's for. And then the fueling, we need to make sure the fueling is roughly where it needs to be so we can get through a full pull. We don't need it to be optimal the first pull, but we need to make sure it's safe, right?
Very rough.
We need it rough.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can make it through full RPM pull the first pull, which is sick. Sometimes you gotta stop halfway and push the buttons and move on. Make sense?
Yep.
Gate pressure, I think, is either 12 or 14 PSI. We're gonna find out. If we can get through a first pull, we probably won't be super far off in power from that pull. You know what I mean? Let's find out. I just wanna hear this thing under load for once.
Exactly.
Now, and since this is a fresh motor and we really just kind of drove in the parking lot for 10 minutes, I'm gonna do a couple break-in pulls, right? Everyone has their own procedure. What I like to do is get the car in like third gear, and I like to kind of tip into a little bit of boost and then let it decel off. You know what I mean? Like, let the rings push down and then let the rings pull up.
Yeah.
We'll do that a couple of times and we'll be good to go. Really, like, it'll be fun.
Predictions of what's gonna just go for it. I'm gonna say
380. She's spitting.
She's spitting?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean spitting?
Flames.
Really?
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah, it is.
Hearing it in boost, it gets like raspier
It
and
does.
like it gets rowdier, doesn't it? Sick.
because I was the only one that guessed, and I said 380, and it was 374. So I went with that.
That's baseline.
I said the first pull, what it's gonna be, 374.
That was 13 PSI.
That's about right.
Yeah, it's about right. 13 PSI. So that was 13 PSI, made full boost at like 4 grand, which is pretty good.
Yep.
Came in the boost pretty good. So high compression, what we're expecting to see is more throttle response, which we do feel, right? The engine will be light up a little bit faster. We want to see the turbo come on sooner and harder. right? Because now the cylinder pressure is higher. It's gonna push that air into the exhaust and spin that turbo quick, right? All makes sense. And which means it's gonna produce more torque sooner. Looking at that graph, it looks just like that. And look how hard the torque comes in. It's like, boom!
Yep.
So at 4,400 RPM, it look how hard that torque comes in. Holy crap.
That's good.
That is good. And so that was, yeah. I mean, look at it. 370 foot-pounds of torque, and it's, you know, basically 370 horsepower, 370 torque.
That's crazy.
Which is wild. For a flat boost SR,
Yep.
that's nuts. If it was 9-to-1, it would probably still make the same peak power, right? But this
torque would be
down here. So that was 13 PSI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the fueling, make sure the fueling's clean, probably change a couple numbers in the timing, see how it responds, and try to get this thing dialed at 13 PSI, and that will be our gate baseline. This is good power, and once that's dialed, well, we gotta make more power than that.
Did your belt walk? No.
The belt?
Don't know. From underneath.
Did it come out of that breather?
First, where did it come out of? Yeah.
The intake side over here.
It was definitely intake, so that's a weird side for it to come out of. That's what sucks about the dyno. It's either like a perfect day and you're stoked your car gets finished, or you just find whatever you didn't loosen, whatever is like old and worn or whatever, because it's the first time you've put any load on your car. So we're lucky because I have a dyno here, so I could just fix the car here. I feel so bad for the dudes that like drill their car 2 hours and then it breaks on the dyno, and then they gotta pay the tuner still. Because if your car ever breaks on the dyno, you still gotta pay for the tuner.
And then it's worse if your tuner bitches at you.
And then it's worse, yeah, when you got Derek who's bitching at you the whole time, and you're like, I just want to fix it.
Still sounded cool.
It did sound cool for a couple pulls.
Of course, the one pull I forgot to vlog.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
The motor's still turning over.
That's good because the starter, we just tried to start it and the starter wouldn't engage. I got nervous, but we locked the engine up already.
Yeah, Tommy, you got lucky on that.
Oh, shut up. If this thing blows up, it's my fault, not Tommy's fault.
People love saying that.
I know, they want it.
That compression's hitting, huh?
Yeah, it's got good compression. Maybe my starter is shit the bed. We'll try and pop start on the dyno, guys. Start kicking the rollers. That's spinning. Was it the alternator that just like locked up or something?
I don't know.
That might have been belt smoke. Right? Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, let's run it back and see what happens. I don't know. DJ, keep your eyes peeled. Just watch out for a flying belt.
Will do. Got the hand on the key on the ignition. God damn, this is so cool.
It's going.
It is so good.
At the exact same time.
Yeah, very consistent.
It's hard right now because it's 94 degrees outside and like 80% humidity. This is the worst day to ever tune a car. What if it hits on today?
It's gonna hit on a cool day.
Dude, if we get like a 75 degree no humidity day, it's gonna pick up like 40 horse everywhere. That don't sound good.
It doesn't.
So I wonder if the flywheel's loose. It would have to be so loose though to sound like that.
But it's not, when it's running, it's not like making any noise, like knocking.
Yeah, it's a little
Only on
tighter.
engagement, right?
That ain't it.
I think you should start by pulling the starter out.
Yeah, we should probably pull the starter and look at the teeth on the flywheel.
Yep. Stick a little pry bar in there and check your flywheel torque.
I know that it's so like Mazworks makes a bell housing. There's no inspection, really an inspection window. The Fish Racing, who makes a bell housing for the JZs and the rotaries and everything like that, they put an inspection plate in there, which is the best thing ever. Let's see if we can get a borescope in the clutch fork hole.
Yep.
And see if we can see anything funny.
It's even purple and pink in there.
It's still push style,
A little hard to tell because it's hard to get the camera in there, but that's the teeth on the starter. You can tell the edges of them are chewed up, right? That's where they're gonna engage, so that's a little scary. This is an aftermarket starter, so it could just be a bad starter. Now the scary thing is the teeth on the flywheel can get damaged. I've seen it happen before. Like you'll lose a chunk and it'll be like, you know what I mean? So let's hope we can get this on the. Let's try and look at the flywheel itself and hope it's not damaged. Oh no, you can tell they're a little chewed up. Look at
the edges.
Look at the edges. Not very cool. And try and crank this thing. Just like, don't let it start.
Yeah, bump it.
Bump it.
You're gonna chop your camera tip off.
I think it's good. Oh, it scared the f out of me. Try to get. Oh.
Oh no, yeah, I saw material.
Yeah. It could just be a half-assed, like it might not be kicking out far enough. But Ant, push the slave cylinder in for me.
Yep.
Just keep pumping it. Cause that sounded a little funny, didn't it? Hold up for a second.
That's the spot.
Oh yeah. Seeing all the nooks and crannies of this girl today.
Alright, pump it. Yeah, we're seeing right.
Oh yeah.
This is pay-per-view right here.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Look at DJ.
There's 3 dudes just like, oh yeah, that's it.
Let's change the starter and see if it fixes that, and then we'll try and see if the firewall's loose or something. You could like really damage a motor if the firewall's loose, so we gotta make sure it's not.
Fucking dumbass. Yeah, it kept getting hotter and hotter.
Damage report.
I mean, they're not great.
They're shooting.
Yeah.
Some of the teeth don't look amazing. Look at it. You see that tooth?
They're all chewed up.
Where is it? That sucks, dude. That blows. But it's not missing any chunks, which is good. Just like we're gonna have a crunchy sounding start now forever. Sometimes it'll kind of like wear itself in, but that sucks. Like brand new, like a $2,000 stupid clutch too.
Let's not think about it.
Yeah. If you can, please get an OEM starter. I wasn't as fortunate. Someone took my last. I had to get an aftermarket starter, and they suck.
With the old and with the new, T-Bone.
Okay, that's good. I still don't know what that smoke was. The alternator has been a little foo-foo on us, so I'm gonna hope.
Future problem.
Future problem. All right. Let's get back to what we were doing. Within what, from 3,800 to 4,000 to 4,200 RPM, we'll get the increase. It's 100 increase. You see it right there?
Yep.
That's within like 300 RPM. Now it's time to turn the boost up, which is the exciting part, right? That's what's so fun about turbo engines. You could just keep turning the boost up and making more power. When it's NA, it's kind of like, that's all we got.
That's all you're getting.
That's all you're getting. So the big thing is, how much power do we need? How much power we need, how much power I want, how much power I want to see on the dyno is 3 different answers. So Deech, how much power do you want to see me on the dyno?
I would say keep it safe. Something you're happy with. 18.
18 pounds?
18 pounds.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? The purple car is similar. The purple car basically has the same turbo. It makes 19 PSI, and I've never, no matter how gripped up I've had that car, have ever been like, I need to turn the boost up, which is wild. That's a good drivetrain. 19. Most of the guys that run those run them at like 23, 24 PSI. Purple car is fast as hell.
That is a notch top though.
It's a notch top, but it does have lower compression. That's probably like 9.4 to 1. I don't think we're gonna need more than. I don't think we're gonna need more than fucking 16 PSI in this.
See
thing.
how it reacts.
But
yeah.
Let's just keep throwing boost at it and see how it reacts. We might actually get pigeonholed. What's so funny?
Pigeonhole.
Pigeon, what the hell is a pigeonhole?
Is that not a saying?
I've heard that before, but I don't know what it means.
Pigeonhole, like kind of stuck.
Oh,
Whatever.
it might be an old head thing.
I guess it's an old head thing. So
Don't make holes. But anyways, go. Yeah.
I'm not taking it from you, bro. You're the last person I want to hear that from, Mr. Straight as a Bow. With the higher compression, what happens is it does roll over sooner, especially if you don't have a head that can keep up with it. That is one of the downfalls of the higher compression motors, is they do tend to roll over sooner, especially when you have a stock port head where it just can't flow the way it needs to up top. On like a VVL setup or like a K series, it doesn't care as much about the high compression because it has the ports to flow, all that air going through it. This is stock port. Me and JP already talked about putting a ported head on this car for next rendition, which we're dying to see. But for now, stock port. So as we get higher in boost, we're gonna see it roll over harder.
Yeah.
I never wired in the boost controller. Fuck!
That's a little task.
It's 2 wires, all right?
Yeah.
I like that one. That's some shit I would do, Jim.
Yeah, but it would be permanent.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's when the trackside fixes become a all the time fix.
Yeah, I still haven't fixed my car.
Look at this. Look at this.
Make it what it ain't.
Make it what it ain't. Remember, for the dyno only, you guys know I'm better than this. Sometimes. Since it's internally gated, we have to run the boost control a little bit different than we're used to, so we're gonna have to feel out for boost, all right?
That is a little different, huh?
Yeah, we have to run it
Think about
inline.
that.
Yeah, we have to run it inline versus like a triple.
Fun?
Well, on the dyno, did it spin?
Smell it?
It might have spun.
What is this revving to?
So it was only revving at like 72. I just brought up to 7,500. 13 PSI to like 15 and a half PSI at peak.
And you heard it, right?
Yeah.
You can hear it like,
yeah.
it got that little bit more.
It's funny, yeah, you could like, engine tones change as you put boost into them. Like, you could tell when an engine has more than 20 PSI in it, like it's just like...
You're like, oh.
Like, so blue is a newer, and obviously it picked up power everywhere because of the boost.
Yep.
It does suck how hard it does fall off, though.
Yeah, it does.
To be expected.
So it made... Damn, what?
I mean, 406, 406. Torque and horsepower are spot on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. We knew it was gonna make a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Now, if we can get this thing to like flow a little bit better up top, it sucks how much it falls off.
So porting the head would help with that?
Porting the head, maybe even doing a bigger downpipe.
Yep.
And then this engine might actually be worth putting like a Gretty style intake on versus the stock one.
Yeah, because you will get more high end.
Yeah, so when you go from this stock intake that has a long runner to like a Ram style one, like a Gretty one, you're trading torque for horsepower. And we got plenty of torque in this setup, right?
Yep.
So we could trade it. It's good power.
Yeah. At 15 pounds?
At 15 pounds, yeah. More boost, baby!
That was a decent amount more, huh?
Yeah, let's see how much boost that made.
Jim,
I think it is
you're
spinning,
spinning.
right?
Yeah, it's spinning on the dyno. At like 5 grand it was spinning.
You want to air it down?
It made
18 and a half? 18?
17 PSI.
No way.
I was definitely spinning up top. You could see how, like... That's funny, dude.
Dude, that is crazy.
You're gonna get like such a crazy...
Oh, man.
I hate computers. It just... No way did that just crash. It's nuts, dude. I mean, we went from... Gate was like, what, 12 and a half PSI, and that was 17 PSI. So in like 5 PSI, we picked up like 70 real horsepower, which is nuts. Like actually 80, 85 horsepower in some areas.
Holy shit.
It definitely spun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you saw the
fun.
smoke?
Definitely spun is an understatement, Jim.
What was that?
It definitely spun is an understatement.
Falling off up top like that is literally just it spinning. That's crazy. Yeah, let's air it down.
kind of sounds sick from back here.
That's crazy. It's louder than Tom's car.
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
Yeah, James, it sounds sick back there.
Does it sound sick?
Yeah.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Too loud?
I don't think so. It's like on the edge.
I think at the track it'll sound at home. The purple car like sounds noisy to me, and then I bring it to the track and it's like the quietest car there. So I was able to hold torque a little bit better up top. Like you can see it's flatter right here, but it still falls off pretty good. There's not much we could do beyond that because we don't want to just keep shoving a bunch of boost in it and not making a bunch more power up top, because all we're going to do is produce a lot of heat. So we're going to put a lot of heat on the internals of the engine. We're going to put a lot of heat in the bay. We're going to put a lot of heat in everything. And it's already a drift car where there's already a lot of heat in it. So we'll probably sacrifice the 20 horsepower up top to kind of take some stress out of the engine bay. But that being said, it hits super hard. It comes in nice and early. It sounds incredible. I'm super pumped. I mean, I would not mind getting this thing to hold power a little bit longer. We knew this with the compression. So next step is, well, maybe we could try an intake, a bolt-on thing, and change one intercooler piping, which would be nice. And we have some torque to sacrifice, which is cool. And then maybe we could try 3.5-inch downpipe instead of a 3-inch downpipe.
Got the space.
Yeah, we got the space for it. And I mean, that would be a good test number one. Go from there. Because I really want to make this thing as badass as it could be.
Just keep testing.
I want to find a new recipe. Like we know what the recipe, we have a good recipe for the notch hops and all work, but I want to find a new recipe really bad. Even we might be able to get away with degreeing the cams. Like we never degreed the cams. We just center lined them. And there's a lot of efficiency to be had if you actually take your time, put a degree wheel on the crank and degree them.
Yep.
So for now, I'm gonna leave it there. That is, I mean, it said 600, but it's not 600. Beautiful power band. I'm super impressed. It's all working amazing. It sounds incredible. I'm really pumped with these cams. Not only the noise, but the power band. So if you guys want to get some Kelford head components for yourself, discount code Jimmy10 on their website. Anything Kelford. Get some cam gears. Get springs, retainers, cams, buckets, whatever you need. Kelford's the way to do it. And if you want the head package I got, ask the boys, send them an email, they'll get you sorted. But for now, that's sick, dude. I mean, that's such good. There's so much area under the graph, and that's what's fun. So let's get this thing off the dyno and see how she hits. I almost pulled out the dyno without our ritual.
What's that?
We gotta do the 1 through 4 dyno dump, man. I'm definitely missing the gear right now.
You think?
CD and a 180? CD, right-hand drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suck at that.
It sounds sick.
It hammers, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see, like, every time we shifted, we were still in power?
It just kept going.
It's just usually, like, you shift and you're like, okay, and then it takes off again. Every time we shifted, it was still in power.
Stayed in it.
That's probably one of the nuttiest feeling, like 1 through 4s we've done on here.
Yep.
Literally in power band every single time we shifted.
It's gonna feel crazy on the street.
Oh yeah. I love this idle, dude. Like, this is like, you could make cars kind of sound like this with some like,
fucking around.
With some fucking around in the tune, but this is the idle.
Yeah.
This thing sounds nuts.
Did the pigeon see a shadow or whatever you were saying?
Yeah.
I love
He wants to hit it.
He's gonna, I'm sure. I think I feel like the power is different.
Hard hit.
Because he's right around the turn already in it.
Yeah.
Ripping.
How's it feel?
Car feels incredible. Like, not just like the drive, but like the car just feels awesome. Solid. It has no power steering, but like the car just feels solid, which is so good. The power, it's like, you know that power band that you always expect, but you kind of never really get? You're always a little bit behind it.
Yep.
It has the power band that you always want.
Hard.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't catch you off guard, which is nice, but it also has a good amount of nut down low that even before it's in boost, you're not like, You know, like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's
All right,
all right, come on,
Yeah,
like
but
there's
then,
some
yeah.
cars that like before they're in boost, they're nothing to them.
Yep.
But like even, and this is nice with the low compression, that even, and we compared your graph versus my graph because you have a stock motor with the
Yep.
same turbo, and everywhere down low, my car has almost, what, it was like 60 wheel
50 to 60 wheel.
more down low, which is nice because that will get you off the line. That will get you that good, better 60 foot off the line. And like, if you catch yourself off guard, like kind of slugging it down, it'll help you, which is huge. Like that's a lot of horsepower down low. You want to try it? Seat moves.
Yeah.
Give it a shot because you daily drive this engine with this turbo.
Yeah, just not high compression.
You're gonna make them want it.
Yeah, this might be bad. This might be bad for both of us. It feels crazy with no glass.
Yeah, I bet.
I hope he goes nice and easy.
He ain't gonna go nice
We
and
know
easy.
how he drives.
Oh my god. In boost, it's not that bad, but that decel is so loud.
Loud everywhere.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
It feels good.
What was that?
It feels good. It sounds way different driving it than hearing it.
Yeah.
I like it.
My ears, man.
That thing's bad. Nice work, James.
I'm about to put a plate on that thing and drive home. It's so fun with no doors on it.
You told him to go again?
Yeah, I wanted him to 1-2
Oh.
it. He got a little nervous. You saw it hit 2, he got a little
Yeah,
nervous.
he backed off it. He wants a built motor so bad. But he drives like that, so I don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But Ant could whip, so I mean,
Ant can whip.
It's insane.
What was that?
It's insane.
Yeah, the 1-2's different,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh my god, I can't imagine all of them.
Dude, imagine 10 more PSI.
It's crazy. Not need it. This thing's gonna be silly. Not silly, but perfect, I think.
Yeah.
Heat is unreal from the engine bay.
Oh yeah. That is true, the heat's just. So this is what happens when you don't run a catch can. So go to chasebays.com and get a catch can. I have one, I just have to install it. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's sick.
is it drastically different from like, or
It's just like
you just
there. Like he said, there's like no like waiting. All right. Oh, it's crazy.
When you hit the shift and it still pulls like
Yes,
that.
it still goes. It doesn't fall down and you're like, all right, like
Yeah.
to be expected, like it's gonna fall, but it doesn't. Holy shit.
Pigeon saw a shadow, James. Nice work.
What?
What?
You said something about pigeonholing.
Pigeonhole.
This thing's a pigeon. That's its name now. Looks like a pigeon.
Okay. Consensus is, car feels amazing. The motor's sick. Super happy, super healthy. Tune went super smooth. I mean, we had to replace the starter, but besides that, it went smooth as hell.
You'll get that.
Power band's incredible. Now it's time to get this thing dialed so we can actually test out the track and really put this engine to the test. Thing feels nuts, dude. I'm tempted to go test the car like this because, like, technically it needs an alignment, power steering stuff, and it can be tested. But I might wait. Gotta love an SR that revs to 8 grand. So, all right. Car feels incredible. Like, it's obviously so hard to describe like a power band on camera. It's like trying to describe a taste, but it's wild. So the big difference to me is it just feels like the engine has more displacement. That's probably the best way to put it. More cylinder pressures, like kind of like more air, which is kind of like bigger displacement. Whatever. So the purple car with the VTC engine hits pretty hard, but this thing, it hits like it's like very darty. Like it's very like snappy. It's like snap, power, 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 power. This thing, it doesn't, it feels more controllable, if that makes sense. Like I think it has to make more power down low in the NA or low boost moments, which would obviously make sense because of high compression, because it just pulls, but it comes in hard at the same time. Does that make any sense to you guys? I don't know. It comes in hard, but it's not snappy. So the engine in the purple car, like down low, it's until you're into boost, it's doggy. I mean, that's just a turbo 4-cylinder, but it still hits hard and it spools quick. But this thing, it just fucking hammers. High compression in the SR, what a power move. I mean, we're all kind of graduating to this point of ethanol. So many benefits to ethanol, and usually the only downfall of running higher compression on an engine is literally because you really can't get away with it on pump gas. You can, but you're playing with fire there. But having a good quality ethanol gets rid of those negatives. We don't got to worry about the detonation. We don't have to worry about that cylinder pressure. We could just allow it to have the benefits. And I'll tell you what, it feels incredible. And if I build another SR for drifting ever again, guess what? It's going to have at least 10-to-1 compression, because that feels amazing. If we did VTC on an S14 engine with compression, oh, that'd be nuts. And this was just rendition number 1. I know, like, I get a lot of comments. I always say this, like, people are like, oh, dude, move on from the SRs, grow up. But here's the thing. If you think about it, like, I love SRs, and I love that engine. And I'm apologize if you guys do get bored of it online, because at the end of the day, the videos are meant to create views and to create income, and you guys know the whole thing. But people who love certain engines like to see what they could do with them. I mean, you look at a lot of these bigger shops, and like, you think about how many JZs have Papadakis done for himself just to learn. You know, it's nice when you could stick with one engine platform, because then when you make changes, you can see how it responds, and you can learn from those changes and hopefully use that on other engines. Versus if you're always doing a different engine, it's kind of hard. Like, you can see what engines have certain things that other engines don't and compare that data. But if you're not using the same platform, it's hard to compare the data and really learn from that. I don't know, if we do a notch top high compression, this one's a VVL. If we do a stock motor with a different turbo with a different fuel, or do something with higher compression, you learn and you see how it responds in each engine setup. You get to learn not only what those changes do to an engine, but you also get to learn what you like and what combos that you find efficient and are fun for you, if that all makes sense. This thing feels incredible, and like I said, it's only stage 1. There's a couple upgrades I think we could do pretty easily that I would love to see if it unlocks power. I appreciate you guys watching through this, because I know I didn't want to like build this car on the channel, to be honest, because I appreciate you guys that wanted to see this, but I need to do something different. I just kind of been in this limbo with myself, where I know the Pro car we haven't been able to finish because we've been waiting on stuff. The Porsche, honestly, I've just been putting off because it's been so hard to film and produce videos so quickly on it. I've been in this weird limbo of, I know I want to get into a different project that might be a little bit quicker, but I don't know what I want to build. Honestly, like, I've been in this limbo for like 6 months. I just don't know what I want to build next. And so this thing kind of helped me, like, filled a hole for me and kept me busy and kept me excited, and ended up, you know, and now I have another dope car that I can lend out to friends. We could use for other events. We could ship it all around the country, and I could go drive events I've never got to drive before. So I appreciate you guys who have enjoyed watching this. And for now, we probably won't show much of this car besides in the background until we have some major wins. I want to film the major wins. I love documenting it. I know you guys do enjoy it. So probably once the interior is fully in, because that will do a lot for the car, and then once the aero is fully fitted and painted, then we'll go from there. It's now time to move on to the Pro car. We officially have the last pieces for this car, the last main pieces. The axles are on their way soon, and the last big thing is the wiring, which we have. I talked about it a bunch in the last few videos, but tomorrow we're going to start wiring in that car, which means we will hopefully be able to hear this thing run. Not hopefully, we will hear this thing run finally very shortly. Once the thing's running, get the axles in, then the thing can move, which means we could tune it, then we could align it, and we could start testing, which is absolutely huge, because I've built a lot of confidence in my skills the last few years driving these cars, but now I have to translate it into a car like this, where it is a different sport, it's a different experience. But I think if I could just translate the skill and the knowledge I have in those cars into a car like this, I think I should be pretty good to go. And I'm really excited to see what I could do. And I mean, come on, like, this is just such cool dude shit. Like, look at this thing. I can't wait to hear the clunk of that dog box. But for now, I hope you guys are excited, because this thing is sick. I'm really hyped on this car. I really have been enjoying this, so thank you guys. But for now, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys very shortly.